Okay, so where am I going? Oh, I gotta do Lancer quests. Because Lancer quests are cool. I think. And honestly, don't really remember these either. I kind of just clicked past everything. I know there's the one Psycho Lancer guy, I think. But I don't really remember the story of it. Ow! I keep hitting my friggin' desk. Don't do that, May. I long for the day that my throat does not feel like sandpaper. That would be so amazing. Ravenous gaze. What's up? What's up, Eorzea? What happens if like 3 or 4 show up? It's almost like I knew that was going to happen. I want to make sure that, you know, we haze you appropriately. Yep. Yep. The jump is so cute, I love it! Something that big and scary should not be so adorable looking. I swear my voice is usually not this bad. I wonder if there exists a mix on YouTube that actually takes all of the Realm Reborn quest, like all the battle music, and kind of smushes it into one super mix, or what have you. Oh my god, my voice is cracking like a 13-year-old. Require more drinky booze. Yep. So also, I was saying, what the hell is that? Is that a mount? I want that. I don't even care if that... I was about to ask questions about RP and like immersion breaking. I don't even care. I want that. Okay, anyway. I know there's no strict listing of like server types, whether a server is like an RP server or like a PvP-centric server or a raiding server, etc., etc. My understanding, raiding is not super a thing on Final Fantasy XIV. Like, I mean, there are people who do the 24-man raids and stuff like that, and statics and stuff like that, but my understanding is that's not a very big crowd. Unlike WoW, where that's kind of, you know, the developers just assume that's sort of like the main draw. People play the game for the raiding and everything else is just kind of there. Which is fine. Like, cool. But, are there servers that, like... So I was looking up... My word's good. Let me sentence things real quick. I was looking up last night while researching the idea of making a new character just to, you know, play through the story again. And I was looking up, I don't think there's a reason to actually have a secondary character on the same server. There doesn't seem to be any particular reason for it. But the only reason I could read was like people like for RP purposes. Or because people want to play through the story. But otherwise... But anyway, are there like RP servers in this game? Is that a thing that happens? Anyway, welcome back and well done. I trust you now understand that in times of direst need... is big on raid, but they're... So it does have a big raid scene. Okay, well, that's good to know. I trust that you understand that in times of direst need, no amount of strength or skill with a spear will avail the Lancer who lacks composure. You're now ready to learn the second aspect of a Lancer's courage, resolve. When faced with a terrible foe, a Lancer may succumb to fear and self-doubt. Should this happen, he will become defensive and seeking to cover his weakness, surrender his greatest strength, namely his capacity to attack. A Lancer who fears to attack is not but a man holding a pole. His spear may as well be a broomstick for all the good it will do him. It is not and will never be as a shield. That you may learn the truth of my words firsthand, you may go to the Central Shroud, to an area adjoining the abandoned dungeon known as Spirit Hold. As the Calamity, the neck of the Twelfwood has become a veritable menagerie of fearsome fauna. There you will find 3 collapsed pillars, which have become a haunt for fell creatures. You are to put them down. What manner of fiends can you expect to encounter? Ha! To reveal that would be to defeat the purpose of the lesson. I will say this, if you face these throws with the Lancer's resolve, you will surely emerge the victor. This all sounds very much like hazing to me. It straight up sounds like hazing. She grasps the 2 aspects of courage, albeit with some trouble, though I doubt you will incur similar difficulties. The struggle has furnished her with certain insights of which I think you would benefit from hearing. Lancer learns best when he is doing, but wisdom from the seniors is not entirely without worth. Wait, what? RP purpose is at our primal, at Hyperion and Crystal's Balmond. So Hyperion is like the Moonguard server, huh? And what's funny is that when I was in the Hyperion like novice network, whatever, and apparently I guess Balmung is a special place, shall we say? From what I understand is that apparently that server gets really wild. So I guess it would explain why Limsa Lominsa is so densely populated. It's basically like it's the Goldshire of, oh god. Well, it's unfortunate because that character on that server actually has Limsa Lominsa as her home, so I guess, well, I play on Moonguard on WoW, so kind of used to it at this point. So basically, the entirety of this Lancer quest seems to be like, you know, don't be a little bitch, don't run, etc., etc. By the way, we're going to train you, but we're not going to tell you what to actually do. Alright. Sounds legit, I guess. My god, has it really been this long since I've actually talked for a continuous, like, stream of time? Because it feels like it's been a while since I've talked for longer than, like, 2 minutes. It's amazing what going from being, like, a front-end style, like, front-facing manager to being somebody in the back will do to your vocal cords, apparently. Woo! Okay. Do not mind me. I apologize. Okay, so I need to go to these collapsed pillars and murder things, yes? You want me to fight bugs? This is what is supposed to give me courage, is stabbing bugs with a giant pole. I mean, sure. Okay, that's a little bit scarier. Mainly because it's a giant toad. That's just icky. Oh. Okay, collapse pillar 3 of 3. What do we got? Because I don't really remember. No, it's more bugs. In my infinite wisdom, I am stabbing a cloud of bugs. Okay, return to New Gridania. Has it really been 20 minutes since I used that? I suppose it has. Okay. Yep. Go back to the Lancers Guild. By the way, I love the Aethernet network. I love that that's a thing that exists. Even though it, like the teleportation and the Aetherite crystals kind of feels almost like a cheat in terms of making the world feel less immersive. It makes life so much easier to just be able to go where you need to go and not have to run all over God's creation all the time. I've been expecting you by your return. I trust you now understand the importance of resolve. Like one's flesh, courage can be made strong. It is a matter of training each of its aspects. Now the endeavor may prove difficult in the beginning. Gods know how much I struggled. You may suffer untold humiliation and more frustration than you can bear, but you must persevere. So this is hazing. It's literally hazing. Whenever you engage an opponent, whether in training or in earnest, make a conscious effort to fight with composure and resolve. Over time, doing so will become second nature, and you will acquire such courage as you never thought could be yours. She says as the guild receptionist. Mind you, not all battles entail a physical clash of might. It could simply be a disagreement born of conflict of ideology. The point is, it matters not what battlefield you stand on, so long as you take care to be composed and resolute, your courage will grow. Does that make any sense? Even a little? Or can I hold a candle to your guildmaster, your Wayne? But if there's naught I can do to assist in your training... What was that? Something is afoot in the training area. Okay, so crazy Lancer time, yeah? Ooh, scary music. Big Catman's like, buff? String? You call yourself Lancers? Pathetic. You're next, Guildmaster. Arm yourself and face me. Refute, and all will know that you are no true Lancer. Say what you will, I am above provocation. Craven to the last man. Sup, bitch? I'm Giant Cat Man. Ah, but what have we here? Wait, he's but a novice. Makes no odds to me. Yourself admitted him into your ranks, did you not? Catman is just like, what? I really can appreciate the detail they go into for these cutscenes. The fact that you can tell that they motion capture some of the animations and stuff like that. They really put a cinematic flair into the cutscenes so that way you kind of get sucked into it. Even though they're in-game cutscenes, maybe even especially because they're in-game cutscenes, they put so much effort into making these feel cinematic. It's something I know WoW has started to do in the past couple expansions. They still haven't done it all that well. Not nearly as well as this. But I kind of wish MMOs did it more often, because this is one of the things that kind of makes Final Fantasy like 11 and 14 really stand out in terms of just how it's not so much exactly what the story is, even though that obviously is important. It's how they portray the story. It's cinematic in a way that other MMOs tend not to show. Very well, I shall withdraw for now. You lost it, chicken fool. Yet know that only the fearless are fit to wear the mantle of Lancer. I look forward to meeting your worth in the days to come. Wait, why did you say that to him and not me, fool? I'm the one that just stared down a lance to my face. Not more to see. Return to your drills. Oh boy, got his freaking authority questioned. I freaking love the music in this zone, though. Made no attempt to evade his thrust. Did your opponent so unnerve you as to deprive you of your senses? Well, it is a little consequence now. We pay no further heed to our uninvited guests, lest you wonder. It is not uncommon for challengers to come pounding on our door, seeking to test their mettle. Okay. For now, dedicate yourself to tempering two aspects of courage. The composure to bring the sum of your strength, and the skill to bear it to your foes. And the resolve to attack when you fear you would stay your hand as benefits a Lancer. Next we meet, I shall have another trial for you, one that will put your courage to the test. Until then, continue to apply yourself to your training. Scale mail is kind of cool looking. Yep. But I do not need those, as I will need to be level 10. So we have gained an ilm around the arms since the last we spoke. It was like 2 seconds ago, but that's fine. It's plain you have not been idle. In our previous lesson, you learned the Lancer's definition of courage and how you might go about tempering its two aspects. Efforts have borne fruit. I see you have come prepared for battle. It still was here from 2 seconds ago, bud. Next trial will place you in the midst of a throng of enemies. In such a situation, you may be attacked from any direction, making it difficult to respond appropriately. Furthermore, the likelihood of being surrounded... Am I going to attack Anoles again? I'll soon find out. Should you overcome this trial, best be tempered. Devil on it. God damn it. Yep. Travel Naked Rock, where the Anoles claim dominion. As the summon of the rock, a sacred artifact, the Stone of Courage. You must claim it and then bring it to me. If you were to reach your destination, you will need to negotiate a path through which the flesh-eating scale can. To stride into the midst of so many to ask Lancer's courage, but given time... I'm to type now. So Balmung's RP is like everywhere. It was like on official forums and Reddit. People just decided all RP are to gather Balmung, so pretty much everyone RP everyone with the RP yellow tag. Huh. Okay, good to know. It will provide equal to the task. Freaking Naked Rock, man. Is Naked Rock used on Balmung for ERP? Because that seems like a total wasted opportunity if someone has not tried that. Not necessarily saying I'm into it, I'm just saying that just seems like a golden opportunity for a great joke. Excuse me? Oh, that's right. No mount yet. It's going to be quite a ways before that happens. Okay. What? As interesting as the cutscenes are, it's actually kind of amazing how much time they add. I mean, I'm at 2 hours and I'm level 10. Whereas, I think at the 2-hour mark with the other two characters I was playing, I was like... I think I had already gotten to the Sastasha. or whatever the, yeah, it's Sastasha, right? No, yeah, I can't look at it yet. The first dungeon. Yeah, Sastasha. I've already gotten to that point. Like, it's amazing how much time you can cut down by just skipping all the cutscenes and going back to it later. Hyperion RP is like by reservation, such as you can go to certain Friday night to casino. Be sure of it. A Balmung, the famous one, is a Lalafell RP with RP the tablecloth and RP is the doorstep. That. Oh, no. You know what? I'm not going to dive further into that because I get the feeling that's going to go into a territory that will kind of maybe not frighten me, but maybe it's just not the road I want to go down right now while got the tummy rumbles. Yeah, that's what the people at Hyperion were saying, is that Balmung could get really wild. So basically, Hyperion is sort of like Moonguard, and Balmung is basically like Vegas. Like Las Vegas, what happens on Balmung stays on Balmung. Either that or Moonguard's Goldshire literally has its own specific... Like, Hyperion is Moonguard, and Balmung is just Moonguard's Goldshire. Just by itself, that entire server is just that one town. So it's probably saying something that Moonguard and Goldshire is so notorious that it's known in other video games as being a wild freaking place. I think I actually have a character on Balmung too. Or at least I did at one point. I may have actually transferred somebody off that server. Like, what am I trying to say? I think my old original main character was on Balmung, and I moved her to Hyperion because the name Balmung just sounds weird. Like, I feel like I'm using a slur or something. That Balmung, I don't know. English is a weird language and it makes no sense. But I will say, the upside of English being a strange language that makes no sense is that you can find great G-rated pejoratives, you know, for pretty much any situation. What? Ah, shiza Manelli. That's right. Purple is bad. So now I'm going to be doing fucking Final Fantasy XIV DDR. Alright. Final Fantasy DDR, let's go. We're just going to run in circles. And we're gonna call it good. Because now I have four of these fuckers on me. Yep, nope. Fuck your couch. Oh, that's why it wasn't. I was like, why is the heal not going off? I don't understand. Because I was using the wrong button. It's fine. It's cool. Me brain good, I promise. Give me the heal, please. So admittedly, I use that more for the, I use Life Surge way more for the guaranteed crit chance than for the heal. But the heal is nice. Crazy Elfman, I think? Congratulations, you have obtained the False Stone of Courage. You heard me right. False. What does it say about your courage, I wonder? Fuck you, pal. But where are my manners? My name is Falke. We had the pleasure of meeting at the Lancers Guild, if you recall. On that occasion, I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. It was in that instant that I sensed you were unlike the others, that you had promise. And so to the present, in its current state, the trial of which you are engaged, if trial it may be called, makes a mockery of the Lancer's art. Say, this cannot be tolerated. And so I have taken the liberty of moving the Stone of Courage to a more suitable location. It now resides in the depths of Spirit Hold, under the guard of fell fiends. Far more fitting challenge, I'm sure you will agree. Whether or not you attempt to retrieve the stone is for you to decide. Fear for your safety, I suggest you run back to the Guild and bemoan the world's frightfulness with many brave souls who cower there. Owain will doubtless consider it a supremely courageous act. Yet know that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. It kind of sounds like a... So I'm assuming... I don't know if this was ever actually answered. I'm assuming that Falke and Owain have got some history. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember Falke's story. Something about, I think he got expelled or something. But I mean, it was never to my knowledge, it was never explicitly stated that those two had a history. It just feels like there was probably some sort of history to it, like Gawain was the one who sold him out or some shit. Ooh, gotta kill the hoglet. You got the symbol over your head. Sorry, dude, you're marked for death. I have no say in it. It's the will of the 12 and shit. You know, give me the experience, dude. Por favor. Oh, they make such... Oh god, that's a level 50. Please do not attack the level 50. I will die so fast. I gotta admit, the hogs in this game are actually kind of terrifying looking. Normally it's like, you gotta kill 12 boars, and I'm like, what are they doing? These things are freaking terrifying looking. I mean, admittedly, boars in real life are freaking terrifying. They're nasty little fuckers. They will jack your day up. But, having said that, usually they're less intimidating looking in video games. As are giant cat people. Who look adorable. Look at him. Look at that face. He totally doesn't look like a creature that would rip your face off at first blush, right? Right? So back to killing these things. Hopefully there's somebody already here so that way I don't have to clear all this. Oh, there is. Thank God. Okay, I kind of feel bad. I kind of have to murder this one for their sake. I know they'll survive. The scaling of these early level mobs is such that you can take 2 or 3 of them without immediately dying, I hope. Okay, so which one is... Hope? Hope? Okay. Trying to find... right one. I think it's actually randomized, isn't it? I mean, the amount of time I'm spending kind of looking up there, it is, found it. And the amount of time I'm spending looking around, I could have just killed the mobs I needed and kind of been on my way. But, you know, laziness is the mother of necessity. Do they scream like that every time they do that ability? And yeah! That also hurt my throat to do. Christ. No, they do not. Okay, fantastic. That's wonderful. There was one voice set, I think, that actually does do that. Oh. Where it's like they scream every single time they use an... So, no, I think it was gladiators? I don't know. There's one class where it's like you use an ability and they scream like every time. And it was so annoying on one of the characters that I made that I quite literally used one of the Fantasia that I got purely to change the voice so that way I didn't have to hear that every single time I used it. I think I ended up deleting that character, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. Stone of Courage, yes please and thank you. Go back to Wayne and see what he has to say about all this. Wobba Fett. Lancer's Guild. For whatever it's worth, I don't really have any particular love of Pokemon or Wobbuffet in general. It's just for whatever reason the name Wobbuffet. If you go Wobbuffet, it matches perfectly with a triplet. Da 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 Wobbuffet. Like, so anytime I hear a triplet now, my brain just immediately starts singing Wobbuffet along with it. I know it makes no sense. I don't expect it to. It's just the way my brain works. You have a turn. Tell me, were you able to obtain the Stone of Courage? Yeah, about that. Yes, this is indeed the stone. Though it is rather worse condition than when I last saw it. What happened at Naked Rock? Yeah, so about that. That's what recently threatened you moved to the Stone of Spirit Hold. Not content to trespass with slander, the brazen fool now meddles with our training. 7 hells, this is not be born. Listen well, though I do not doubt you know better, my duty as Guildmaster compels me to state the obvious. Heed not that man's words. That a lancer's courage can only be forged in the midst of great dangers, vainglorious tripe. As you have already learned, a lancer's courage is the product of composure and resolve, but under no misapprehension. Watchfully navigating the Annoyance territory served to temper your courage in a manner that blindly braving the terrors of Spirit Hold did not. Training, pray keep the lessons of this trial close to your heart. Before you return to your adventuring, there's but one more thing I would tell you. In recognition of your unwavering efforts in this trial thus far, I hereby grant you leave to join other guilds. Naturally, you must seek the permission of the relevant guild master before commencing your training. Redania is home to a great many guilds besides our own. If you consider your combat your calling, the archers and the conjurers have a strong presence in our nation. Should you crave a more peaceful pastime, you may alternately consider joining the leatherworkers, carpenters, and botanists. While there is something to be said for broadening one's horizons, it is also important to maintain focus. Always bear this in mind. As your guildmaster, I would naturally prefer that you first master the Lancer's art. Rest assured that there is time enough to take up another discipline when you have time to do so. Yet what are the paths you choose to walk? I look forward to seeing you realize your obvious potential. Take the hat because I have no hat. I will continue to have no hat because you can't see it. Because of my giant cat head. It's cool. Hey, cool. I'm level 11. Ooh. Up. Okay, on to Bent Branch. Back we go. But Bent Branch. I mean, I just take the road, right? For whatever reason, it doesn't really necessarily matter what MMO I'm playing. I always kind of have to have a map handy nearby or else I feel like I'm going to get lost. It made Final Fantasy XI a really interesting adventure to try and friggin' navigate, especially when you had to buy the damn maps. You never knew where the hell anything is. You had to just learn by memorization. Somehow, I did in fact learn to memorize a lot of the areas in Final Fantasy XI, like freaking Oldton Nuvopolis. Fucking Oldton Nuvopolis. Have you ever tried to navigate Oldton Nuvopolis without a map? Or just, actually, most of the zones in Final Fantasy XI were just complete nightmares to try and navigate because they did that circuitous bullshit route thing where it was like, you know, here's the entrance, look, the exit, and what you need is literally 15 feet away from you, but there's, you know, 4 inches of rock in front of you, so you can't jump over it, which means you now have to make 5-mile trek around the entire zone, including numerous traps and, you know, true sight freaking H&Ms that can one-shot you even at max level, etc., etc. So you can get this quest item, so that way you can unlock another quest item elsewhere, so that way you can actually get a code to unlock a door in a completely different zone that has like a 2-hour timer, so if you just, you know, happen to get DC'd or have to leave, sucks to be you, you have to start it all over again. I have such good memories of Final Fantasy XI. I hated it so much. I repeatedly tried to go back. In fact, I don't think I have it anymore, but I had an active sub to it maybe like 5 or 6 months ago. I tried to go back to it. I did, I think, 2 of the COP quests. And I think it was my mistake that I didn't just completely follow the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel quest, which is sort of like the overarching story that they added. See, I love that when it rains, that you see that little reflection in the ground right there. That's so cool. But, that I didn't strictly follow the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. That I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to do all of the expansion stories. I got halfway through COP and I'm just like, fuck this. I can't do it. I did that goddamn mountain in Ulagrand Range or whatever the hell it's called. Like, just no. Some maps are from coffers too. Yeah, right? Like the coffer maps and everything. Oh my god, it's just so bad. Oh, Final Fantasy, man, just the Wild West days of MMOs were just... Whew, Final Fantasy XI was a beast. Must be Venture Meow sent word about. I'm Keitha, head wrangler around these parts. Heard many more things about you, good things, lest you worry. I don't know what the hell that sound was. Whatever. Whenever the Seed Seer bade us welcome, venture, 'tis no doubts. Proven us wrong, consider me a convert. Anyway, mind helping me out with the ranch, have you? Got a good hand or two to keep the place running smoothly. As a matter of fact, a task right here, the one you're doing. Let me know when you're ready to get busy. Oh, and you come highly recommended, so don't go letting no one down, okay? Yeah, sure, that's... sounds... peachy keen. But man, I could spend hours reminiscing. I mean, there were so many good things about Final Fantasy XI that I loved, but... oh my god, so ridiculous. There were things I loved about Final Fantasy XI, but... Jesus, just... even at level 99, going back and doing the quest, there's literally no threat of death from any of these things that I'm doing, but just trying to do the quests and going through these zones and following all of the really I mean, I'll give it credit. It did... They really kept true to the core of, you know, dungeon crawlers and old school RPGs with the dungeon mechanics just being punishing. Even at level 99, I have 0 threat of death, but the mechanics, if nothing else, just slow you down. Like, you have to follow certain dungeon mechanics or else you can't get through them, basically. And it's just, oh my god. It's to the point where if I want to see the story, I'm just gonna go on friggin' YouTube and just watch it, because I don't think I can get through it. Part of me really wants to, but I get too frustrated too quickly. 7 hells, some bastard kicking and gone and broken one of my chocobo eggs. The filthy little thief was busy looting the barn when the guards startled. The problem the damn thing that dropped the egg was clutching him run. And the lads gave chase, bless him. When 3 more of the vermin appeared, it left me no choice but to turn back. It must be done. Oh yeah, you know, I didn't actually read this last time. They changed that. Like, they changed that a lot, actually. Because before, there used to be a quest where you had to go to the little... You had to gather, like, gishel eggs or whatever, or you had to do some bullshit around the area for the chocobo pens. And then while you were turning it in, there was some sort of commotion that was like, oh no, something happened. And you were like, what the hell? And at that point, they're like, hey, you know, somebody attacked chocobo eggs and et cetera, et cetera. So they actually have... They have actually, like, just the quests they kept, they altered too. Okay, that's interesting. I'm in the neck of the woods, she'll know what to do. Okay. Oh. Let me get this before I forget. Unless I've already gotten it and forgot, but I don't think I have. I think. I don't know, I forgot. I forgot, I don't remember. Nope, I didn't. Okay, yay me. It would have really sucked to have gone through this whole thing and then not got that. Because I wouldn't have had the teleport spell. And not having the teleport spell would make me very sad. Yeah, I love that shit. Off in the distance, you can still see the glowing of the buildings and everything. I love details like that. I love their jump. I love it. I love their jump. It makes me so happy. Oh, Tommy, you gotta stop with the grumblies, honey. It's okay. Okay, you have been well fed, I promise. I don't even know if you can hear that, but good God. This is what antibiotics will do to you. You're here on Keith's behalf? Work one of their eggs, you say? And there were 4 of the creatures. Kikirin are a nuisance at the best of times, but we now must add trespass and chocobo murder to the list of transgressions. Forced our hand, our retribution must needs be swift and decisive. And who better than you to deliver it? Find the lair. Example of exactly 4 Kikirin, we can send no clearer message. Okie dokie then. Oh, that's one of those you have to... Fate where you have to grab things and give it back to the traveler or some such. I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna murder some stuff. Aww. These things are actually kind of cute, though. Like, I mean, sure, you know, they murder chocobo babies and stuff like that, and that's horrible. You deserve to burn in the fiery pits of hell for destroying such deliciously adorable creatures. Did I just say deliciously? Such adorable creatures. But, you know, they're kind of cute in their own right. It's a shame we couldn't do... That was a weird, like, concurrence between those two. That was kind of amazing. But, you know, it's a shame we couldn't be on better terms because they're actually kind of adorable. Is where that amounts to. Oh, don't stand in the bad. You know, it's funny. At some point a couple of days ago, I was watching, I think it was Jesse Cox, doing a playthrough of, more of like a sort of like a stream VOD playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV, like back when it got released. I mean, to the point where it was confusing the shit out of me because the video was uploaded in like 2017 or something like that. But he was talking about, like, it was a weird time capsule because he was talking about, like, Elder Scrolls Online, and he was talking about, like, and, you know, Terra and freaking WildStar hadn't been released yet, and I was just like, what the fuck is this noise? I was just like, my brain can't handle this. Oh, remember when there used to be a bunch of MMOs releasing every single year, and everybody was all on the hype train, and then they all just kind of faded from existence? It was shown them the folly of inciting the wrath of those who consort with adventurers. Larcenous, something, 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 something. Now, that is more befitting of a giant cat man. Leather. Oh my god, that pose was perfect. That timing, that pose from that timing was just 10 out of 10. Thank you, game. That was amazing. Okay. Oh, the adventure may seem light on your feet. Fancy a quick skip along the roof to the Heavens Spear here? The Heavens Pillar? Need someone to pick off a blue trumpet or two? I know what you're thinking. It's not more than a mushroom, so why the commotion? I'll tell you why. You allow that fungal menace to multiply, and within a moon, they'll be covering the whole damn route and rotting the wood clear through. Watch your step while you're on there, though. The dire mites on the ground won't waste any time adding insult to falling injuries. Once you're done up there, head to the top end of the route and report to Theodore. He'll be glad to hear someone's taking care of one of his more dreaded chores. Ah, so that's the underscore of the story here. It's not getting rid of the blue trumpet, it's doing Theodore's job because he doesn't want to do it. It's basically what that amounts to. Okay. Can do. Kind of hanging off the edge, it's fine. Don't worry about gravity. I've got this. I'm a big, scary cat man. The ASMR of this place, though, is freaking fantastic, though. Like, the sound design, so soothing. What? Jump. So cool. Especially Korean MMO, but Korean MMO always go with that the short profit thing. They sell you a bunch of shit, then close it. Yeah, that's kind of... I mean, also, especially Korean MMOs in a Western market, they tend not to last very long. So that's probably one of the reasons why they tend to go pay to win, because they know they don't last long here. You know, people in the West get bored of them very quickly and then go back to their staples. So they come in, get as much profit as they possibly can, and then just peace out because they know most people won't stay. Because Korean MMOs just don't really scratch the itch for most people in the Western market. And this is coming from somebody that has spent years on and off playing Ion. I mean, more off than on, but, you know, I mean, I could show you my desktop, and I have like 13 MMO launchers on my desktop because every so often I'll just kind of hop in and play something. Like, I still have... Oh, no, I don't. Oh, I do. Yeah, no, I do still have Ion on my playlist, you know, as well as Terra and Rift, lol. You know, Guild Wars 2, Neverwinter, Dungeon Dragons Online, EQ2, SWOTOR, DC. I will say, like, DCUO, to this day, I still think has some of my favorite MMO combat. Because it's, I mean, it's sort of technically tab target, but it's sort of like fighting style, like fighting game style, like left click and right click, or, you know, or whatever the comparable is on your gamepad, because it does have controller support. It's actually a really super fun combat style. I loved the combat in the game. It's just story, like it's a comic book story. I grew up on like Batman and Superman and all that kind of stuff, but the story is kind of stupid and I don't really care about it that much. I really don't. Okay, anyway, back to Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, you've cleared the root of the tiny drum. That's wonderful, to be quite honest. I have this teeny tiny problem with heights. Oh. That's probably why you're not going down on the giant 50-foot tall route then, huh? It's not my ideal posting, but we all do what we must. Keeping the route passable is an important job, you see. It's one of the few way folks can traverse the central shroud since the calamity all but split the area in twain. It is not, perhaps, the easiest path to walk, but there are those who believe that the will of the matron herself caused the tendril of Heaven's Pillar to remain thus suspended, that it might serve the forest people. I'm rather fond of the notion myself. Have that... Wow, 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 ba-dum-bum. I ever specifically said something like, we will survive good with 200,000 subs. We've already way past it, so... Like, yeah, exactly. Like, you don't really need... What am I trying to say? That the idea of, like, some subs and then supplemented by a non-pay-to-win cash op is just as profitable as trying to go full pay-to-win. Like... I mean, I played Elder Scrolls Online, like, that's buy to play at this point, where you can, I mean, there's sub option, but you don't necessarily have to have the sub to play the game. It just makes life easier. I will say that Ion, as bad of a rap as it gets in EU territories, because the company that runs them is like ultra pay to win, Ion on North American servers is actually, like, pretty fair, at least from the leveling standpoint, from what I've seen. Like, it doesn't appear very pay to win from the leveling process. It doesn't lock away, you know, not being a paying customer doesn't really lock away anything important, so far as I see. Like, I can still play the game casually, just kind of running around and doing whatever. I'm distracted. It is regrettably my duty to stand watch over the road here from Bent Brass Meadows. The ranch has become a veritable institution of Gridania, so any threats to a continued operation are taken quite seriously by the wood whalers. Which reminds me, mayhap it was my imagination, but I caught a glimpse of some shadowy fellow not too long ago. Would you mind passing word to Rosaline down below? Oh, hey, our person that is apparently you know, a shit disturber. Myself, but well, it's hard enough marshalling the courage to walk the route from my shift. Okay, well, yep. Oh, the little, like, hey, when he hits the ground. Everything about this guy is so adorable. I love it. I love it. He's so cute. His little sort of, like, derpy Hulk run. It's so adorable. It's like he can't even try to stand up straight. His spine is just like, nope. Scoliosis fool. Shadowy fellow. Now as you meant, I may have seen something. Dismissed it as a trick of the light before, but I thought I saw a shadow in the forest to the north. Still, I suspected something more than a kick-earing thief on the run. If you must sate your curiosity, by all means, investigate. Did you actually find something of note? I would very much like to see it. Yep. They're so adorable. Honestly, at this point, it sounds weird. I mean, if they're going to go full-on furry style, they need to have dog people. Or something like that. They have rabbit people. They have 2 different flavors of cat people. They need dog people, dude. I'm just saying. To make a true cats and dogs debate. Because I'm sorry, as adorable as cats are, dogs are superior. Don't look at me like that. Don't judge me! Search for signs of a shadowy figure. Yes, I found somebody's backpack. I promise I'm not a thief because, you know, they left it, so it's fair game. I called dibs. You can't get mad at me. I called dibs. See, look at that cat person versus me. I'm much manlier looking. I'm half orc, half cat. But I'm a orc? What? Oh, cat? Whatever. Have you found something? Remnants of a campfire in a forgotten bag. Could this belong to any adventurer traveler? And inside we have a chocobo, grooming brush, and roseling oil? Oh wait, why would a traveler make camp here? Wouldn't it be far safer to beg the hospitality of Bent Branch Meadows? Bugger me, I think this belongs to the stranger said to be meddling with the chocobos. Thank you, adventurer. We have been lax in our duties, but no longer, I swear, we will find this shadow. Have you tried looking under your feet? It wasn't a very good joke, but I tried. Threat level elevated. Cannot allow other sentries to dismiss similar sightings. They must know what we have learned. To that end, I have prepared this letter containing everything we know about a mysterious stranger. I need you to show it to my comrades throughout the shroud. Once each sentry has committed the details to memory, I will have them write their name at the bottom for confirmation. Start with Elmar at the Bannock, then find Bernard in the eastern gates of Bent Brush Meadows. They often rely the information for the others. Trying to make sure... Elgar? Ilgar sees the letter. He will stand watch within the stables. Okay, so, oopsie, I forgot, you know, I accidentally, my whole job, send this letter to people so that way they know I'm still doing my job. My bad, please don't fire me. Is what I got out of that. Okay, can do. Can do. I'm the good boy adventurer. Excuse me. Don't make me actually walk around the entire... Come on, give me the shortcut. There we go. Oh. Oh, I have to start with... Man. I had to go that way anyway? Poop. Okay, that's fine. Making me actually work and shit. That is so adorable! Oh my god, they're so derpy. I love it. Nope. There we go. I will say that there is a... Lag is not the right word, but there does seem to be a very slight latency between when I hit something and when something happens. Like, if I hit 2 of these buttons at the same time or whatever, or something like that, if I switch, like if I go, you know, go like that, or go like that, click, and then go back, if I do that too quickly, it may not necessarily register. It's like I have to let it hang for half a second, so that way the UI recognizes that I pressed a button, so that way the ability will select, or something. It's hard to explain. Don't look like you're here for training. Nope, I'm here because somebody forgot to do their job. Pass it on to the recruits at the sentries. That you do. Bent branch. Wait, why did I start off at this dude? I was closer to bent branch. I don't understand. Why are you making me run back to... Fine. I can be inefficient too. That's how you want to roll. I'm not going to get salty about it. See, this is me not being salty about it. There's a distinct lack of salt. Hey, there's a... Let me up. Let me up. See? No salt to be had. I'm just a happy kitty. Jumping around. And in a hilariously derpy way. What? You have business with me. Rosalind is right to be cautious, for this stranger to venture so close yet go to such great lengths to remain undetected is highly suspicious. They clearly have designs on Bent Branch. Of course they do. Write my name here, yes? Okay. I guard the stables. The stables? I swear to God I was about to say the stables. They're at the stables. At least we got stables. Oh my God, I can't words right now. The controller's sometimes too sensitive. I misclick during intense times. PC and Xbox controller. See, that I don't know if it's just this controller sucks or if it's just I'm actually almost moving too quickly for it. Because sometimes there have been times where in a group I'm trying to use this, but because I switch and then go back like that, it won't always fire off at first. I'll have to let it hang for half a second. So it may be, maybe it's just my connection. Like I don't know. That's the thing where it's just I notice sometimes a very slight latency in button presses. Mind the birds eventually they get nervous around strangers. You kidding me? They love me. I'm not going to eat them, I promise. Wink. How do I figure to matron's list? You've already shown this banana. Good. Well, this left is from the staff here. Not everyone here is a wood whaler, but even our stable boys wouldn't hesitate to take up arms to defend these chocobos. Quite the compassionate adventure by the sound of it. Well, far be it from me to look a gift chocobo in the mouth. I have needed capable men like yourself. We received a peddler by the gates the other day, an excitable Lalafell that was sweating and swearing they'd been attacked by large winged beasts. Yet other than hornets, I know of no flying creatures in this. And if there's any truth to what he said, it might prove problematic for other adventurers. Follow the road south and see if you can find any evidence to support this claim. And should you find something, kindly tell Lorther to... This is different, too. And sometimes just standing adventures staring at the goddamn... Kindly tell Lorther to patrol his area sometime instead of just standing there beneath the spire staring at the goddamn road. In those words. I like it. I love stuff like that. Like Final Fantasy XIV. I mean, as much as it may sometimes at least give off the perception of being very kiddie and anime and all that kind of stuff. I love the fact that it will say things that you wouldn't expect it. Like, maybe you could start doing your job instead of staring at the goddamn road all day. Thank you. You know, you wouldn't hear stuff like that in WoW. In fact, I think they actually took out something in WoW where it was like, watch your clever mouth, bitch. They took it out because, like, some dude was playing with his 9-year-old kid and got offended on his 9-year-old's behalf, even though his 9-year-old was like, hee, funny! Like, you know, stuff like that. I appreciate it, is all I'm saying. But yeah, they definitely changed that, because before, you talked about the Lalafell, you had to talk to the Lalafell, and the Lalafell was like, no, dude, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand. I saw this thing, and it was scary, and it was big, and it tried to eat me, and then you went back to that guy, and the guy's like, nah, dude, he's high as fuck. They don't have that. But, you know, fine. You can go over there. I mean, if that's what he said, yeah, fine, whatever, just go and check. You go over and check, and lo and behold, he's not talking out of his ass. Like, I remember there being several instances in the Aroma Reborn storyline where that exact type of just stupid shit, where it's just sort of like, well, this NPC is clearly saying there's something happening. You're like, no, he's full of shit. He don't know what he's talking about. But you know what? Humor me. Go over here and do this meaningless bullshit task and just prove that he doesn't know what he's talking about. You do that thing. He does know what he's talking about, and all of a sudden they're like, dearie me! You mean to say that he wasn't lying? He wasn't a charlatan? You mean to say that I was actually supposed to be doing my job instead of telling this man to piss off? How dare you? Fine, just do what he tells you to do then. Like, stuff like that. I can appreciate that. If nothing else, their Final Fantasy, like their revamp of the Realm Reborn storyline has lessened that, because that was just made me want to, like, just drop kick a dolphin, man. Just, oh my God, why? Okay, time to kill a vulture. What's up? Yep, get out the way. So, excuse me, tab. There you go. I gotta say, the tab targeting in this game's it's kind of funky. I'm literally standing here and it's like, so you wanted that roselet like 80 yards away from you, right? Oh, no, I didn't, but thank you for letting me know it exists. I saw it, but I'm trying to kill the thing that's ripping my face off right in front of me. Thank you. What's there? Northern Vulture, 2? And they were defending a nest. Perhaps we could omit the last detail from any official reports. I would rather not give Alga any further to be crossed. He literally said, watch the goddamn road, you moron. Thank you for slaying the beast. You may rest assured I will not permit this to happen again. Uh-huh. Of course. I have another task for you. I need you to head to the hedge tree just southwest of here and speak with Hero Leone. After tending to the hedge tree, the hero was scheduled to board a boat to the mirror planks, but as the festive departure has come and gone, there's still no sign of her. Knowing how absorbed the hero becomes in her work, I'm not unduly concerned. Armel, however, Sure, was responsible for organizing Leone's transportation and is likely wondering if her wayward passenger is ever going to arrive. A gentle reminder is in order. Bitch, I'm the hero of light. Why am I running around doing all of this crap? I mean, I'm literally not right now. I'm just a big, scary cat man that may have a slight BDSM fetish. Cool. Her run is so adorable. I love it. It really looks like a skinny guy in a really bad, like, silicone fat man plastic suit trying to, I don't know, like, do dance moves or something. Like, he's just like, like, you can't, I mean, I don't have the webcam on, so you can't see it, but I promise you, I was making very hilarious gestures. Oh, hey. I'm going to murder you. Perhaps. I'm level 13, you're level 13. You know. This is going to be a grand old time. Ow, ow, tummy, stop that. Tummy, now is not the time to voice your displeasure. I know the joke wasn't very good, but, you know, just throw me a bone or something. I love that there's so much battle music in this game, and that it's so varied. Hey, and there's Speaker Leone, or Kira Leone, just chilling by a tree totem thing, as I'm murdering this gigantic, angry vegetable. What is this thing anyway? Sickness causing me death. Okay, sure. It's a giant angry vegetable. I don't really care what it's called. Yep. Excuse me while I jam out to the music real quick. That bass guitar, though. Yeah, got it in duplicate. Fuck yeah. What troubles you? Oh, yes, the boat. I'd quite forgotten. Oh, my task with the history is well and finished, but the elementals murmur of a malevolent presence within the vicinity of the Tantera Deep Croft. I must abide a while longer, then I might better divine the source of the elemental's distress. Please inform Morella that I shall be late in arriving. Words. Me English at speaking good. Oh. They have streamlined this, though, because I think I had to turn that quest into somebody else, and then that quest sent me off to another person that sent me to the mirror planes. Don't you fucking dare fight me, fool. Fight me, fool. I will poke you as hard as I can with this stick. Rest assured. You will be very unhappy about the stick pokage. Good. Good. Also, detail that I love about Final Fantasy 14 and 11 that I wish more MMOs would actually pick up on, and just more games in general, is the idea of different types of aggro. You know, I mean, most games, most MMOs, when something is aggressive, it's sound aggro. It's within a certain radius. You get within that radius and it attacks you. I love the fact that Final Fantasy 11 and 14 have mobs that aggro to line of sight. So you could literally just walk right behind a motherfucker and it won't see you because it only sees it within a visual cone in front of itself. I love that type of shit. I mean, granted, it makes it, you know, more difficult to determine what kind of aggression, you know, how something is going to aggro you, but it's such a neat little detail that makes the world feel more varied. I love that. You bear a message from Hero Leon, an evil presence in the Deepcroft. That does sound grave indeed. Organize a vessel for a later time then. Perhaps a bell or two from now. 2? Better make it 3 just to be safe. Thank you for your trouble. I'd like to assist me with another matter. A wagon that departed from Quarry Mill was overturned on the road with some large, ill-tempted forest beast chose a moment to defend its territory. By Norfolk's grace, the driver escaped without serious injury, but the wagon's cargo was not so fortunate. None willing to risk another encounter with the creature, I can only assume the goods remained strewn across the ground where the incident occurred. You can follow the road words are hard, whatever. Just kill a monster, get this shit, give it back to the people of town. Cool, done. Ow! Ow. Tommy. Tom. Miss Tommykins, like, you gotta slow your fucking roll, pimpin'. Like, I get it, you don't like the antibiotics. I don't like the antibiotics either, but they're kind of allowing you to, continue surviving, which is kind of necessary for your existence, too. Like, you realize we're kind of a team here, whether we like it or not, right? Miss Tommykins, like, we gotta work here as a group. So, if you would kindly slow your fucking rolls, like, it's for your own good, Tommykins. It's cool. I promise. I know you're pissed. I promise there's a method to the madness. I'm not just trying to screw you over for shiggles, except for that one time I ate Taco Bell, and trust me, I learned that lesson, okay? No more Taco Bell. I hear you. I am nothing if not receptive to your claims, okay? I promise. Yes, I just had a 45-second long conversation with my stomach. Don't judge me. It's well worth it, I promise you, and even if it isn't, it makes me feel better. What's up, Toadmaster? Backup officer. Thank you. I also enjoy the sense of scale this game has, that some mobs are actually fucking huge. They are notably much larger than you. So, when you're fighting that with a Lalafell, you're just like the size of his toe. It's great. Maybe it shouldn't be great, but it's great. Yes, I'm using the teleport thingy. Why? Because I can. Ooh. I should probably unlock some of them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not an adventurer. I've seen you running to and fro, set in grim determination as adventurers are wont to do. Ignore depth of cone. Oh, is that so that way I don't tab target to something 60 yards behind me? Lavender beds. Bidders need even be Gridanian. Any old adventurer wandering minstrel could, with sufficient funds, purchase land and build their own home. Well, gee, goddamn game, why you gotta rub it in my face? Like, I can't afford things in real life. Well, who hasn't been dreaming of owning their own forest cottage? Mirror planks. Oh. I just came from there. Damn it, brain. Why didn't you check that like 10 minutes ago? Control setting. Oh, so ignore depth and then it's... Okay. You have a delivery for me. So I'm guessing ignore depth is basically just it targets whatever's nearby. Cone is like it'll target what's in front of you. So if something's behind you and you're attacking the target, you actually have to turn the fuck around so you can target it, I'm guessing. Shipping I was waiting on from Quarry Mill. I heard the wagon ran afoul of some great monstrosity. You get a bell or two of these a day without... oh, excuse me. Man, cutthroats prowling the woods or hereabouts. Chocobos are safe at night. If we're ever in need of adventurous skills, I hope you'll be around to lend a hand. Ooh, a belt. I don't have one. Boop, boop, boop. Own. Highlight potential targets. Filters, I saw that. I'll leave it as B for now. I'm reticent for change. So I will just kind of make do for now. Because I get the feeling if I try cone, I'm going to do something stupid and target and, like, not be able to target something behind me. Not Leia's egg. Darling, you must help me. I stepped out of the stables for about a moment, and when I turned, it was gone. It was gone. An egg? An egg, sorry. You were sure chocobos will only another? I don't understand. That egg is extremely valuable. I must find it. You will help me, won't you? Oh, this dude is panicking hardcore. Someone must have made off with it. There can be no other explanation. I shall scour every ilm of the stable. I'd be very grateful if you asked the others if they noticed anything unusual. Wait, what? Top thirds, filters. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, yeah, I've seen that before. Okay. I have messed with that before in the past. And it's cool, but I'm lazy. I'll figure it out later. Let me see. Human. Poor soul, you have a name like Human. You weren't acting suspicious, and most certainly did, lad. The man it was, running towards the town turret aircraft. You say an egg was took, and I say that was your culprit. But why would anyone pinch a chocobo egg? Without the proper learning, it's damn near impossible to get one to hatch. Yo! Dude! You are a fucking sentry for this place, and you're like, yeah, I saw him running off me, did, towards the town turret aircraft. You mean he took something? I saw him, he was totally suspicious. He was the most suspicious person I'd seen here in the past fucking month, and he just ran right past me. And I was like, wow, that dude is really suspicious. I wonder why he's running off. Oh, you say he had an egg? Oh, why would he do that? Why would he go running off being suspicious and stealing stuff? I don't understand. What do you mean I'm supposed to chase after him? What do you mean I was supposed to chase after him? You dumbass. A sentry just like, yeah, the most suspicious person I've seen just ran right past, and I just stood here looking pretty because I'm an NPC, goddammit. I mean, if I was running off past him, you wouldn't be able to talk to me about it, now would you? Chocobo egg has gone missing? Well, let me think. Now that you mention it, the chocobos were making quite a racket earlier, so much so, in fact, I ran over to check on them, almost flattening a passing peddler in my haste. Didn't find anything out of the ordinary, though. Could I describe the peddler? Oh, he was an Alizan fellow. Didn't recognize his face. Seemed awfully twitchy. Oh, God, you don't think he... Why the hell did 7 hells didn't I cost him? See, at least that guy is like, oh, well, I'm a dumbass. I probably should have done something. See? Whereas the woodbrother was like, oh, I mean, I'm supposed to do something. Oh, shit, they don't pay me enough for that, hon. Why do you think I would do that, Mr. Angry Catman? Have you seen any odd characters about, aside from yourself, you mean? Huh. Lol. Not that I recall. I did see someone calming the birds, but only from a distance. I assumed it was Look-a-lot. But if you say it was away from the stable at the time, then who was it that was with the chocobos? Bomb, bomb, bomb!